Welcome back, everyone. I am JayborinoPlays, and this is Starcraft Mastery Call, Starcraft Brood War Remake, and Starcraft 2. We are on Mission 5, the last mission of the Precursor, Loomings. This is Extermination, very, very similar to the last map, though I assume the enemy attacks will be a little more challenging.
Well done, Lieutenant. I wish there were more colonial officers that had your tenacity and spirit. But right now, we need to plan a tight defense. I've consulted with my top advisors, and I believe that if we can establish a perimeter, we can hold...
There's no time for that, Magistrate. Our intelligence confirms that the time to strike the Xenomorph's primary clusters is now. Lieutenant, you will command the assault.
By whose authority? I am still magistrate of this colony, and I will...
By order of the Colonial Crisis Act under subsection 1602, I hereby supersede your authority in this matter. Lieutenant, you may commence with the operation.
Alright then, I guess Cerberus is giving us our orders now. Now I kind of want to point out that the Magistrate on Chowsara, the playable character in Episode 1 Rebel Yell is actually the Magistrate from Marsara. Duke Small Base, the suburbs, Chowsara Colony. So theoretically, when the Protoss come and just massacre all of Chowsara and just incinerate everybody, like Cerberus and also the Magistrate are dead now. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is lift this up and move it a little closer to my mineral patches, as was recommended by one of my viewers. It'll put me a little further away from the gas, but it will increase my mineral production, I think, significantly. I'm going to go ahead and hop in this bunker. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and scout around. If I remember correctly, there is only one exit from this base, which is, again, pretty much exactly like the last mission. Okay, so we've got a bridge here, and I'm going to kind of look around here with Duke to see, and then we'll go ahead and siege him up. Alright, so yeah, eventually, it's interesting to see, like, the parallel of, like, the Chowsara Magistrate who we're not playing as, but we can kind of see who that character is. Now, theoretically, he dies at the end of this campaign because, like I said, the Protoss come and they incinerate all of Chowsara to get rid of any trace of the Zerg on it. Now, I don't know if he actually dies or not, but as far as I know, he never makes any reappearance. In fact, no one from Loomings except Duke makes a reappearance. In a previous episode, I did mention that the symbol here was for the Chowsara colony. Actually, it's Alpha Squadron, which makes sense because we are an Alpha Squadron lieutenant who came here to help the Chowsara colony, and I guess now we're taking orders from Cerberus trying to clean up their mess. Well, I don't know if it's their mess or what, but now let's go ahead and siege Duke up. This bunker here is in a weird spot. Eventually I'm going to make my defense around this bridge instead. Let's not get too supply blocked. Do we have a bunker? We do. Here comes some Zerg. I assume we'll be just fine, though Duke's attack is actually destroying my own buildings more so than anything else. Alright, keep making SCVs. I'm going to have to make another supply depot. I'm going to do similar to what I did last mission, which is build around this bridge, and then I'm going to wall in my depots with supply depots. Now, I find that to be especially helpful. Okay, so I think this will be a good spot, and then we'll make depots kind of around here, and then we'll leave a little opening so that they can attack in with the Zerglings, and I can hit them with the fire bats, and it'll be hilarious. Okay, don't want to stop with my SCV production. Let's go ahead and make our depot down here. And in the meantime, this bunker will stay here. And need to start my gas, need to start my upgrades, but in the meantime, I'm content just waiting for my minerals to kind of rack up. Now, we do have more minerals in our starting location than normal, at least with the other Loomings maps. But this is like the finale, so actually, can I build... looks like I can build air units this time. And we get an armory, which I assume means that we can build Goliaths, so that's awesome. Let's go ahead and throw these guys in here. We don't have an armory, nor can I really do anything with an armory because I don't have any gas. But when I do have gas, then I'll be in good shape. We're going to go ahead and set both of these guys to auto-repair, I'd say. And we can move Duke up as well. Let's go ahead and make our second supply depot, and I'm going to make sure I leave enough space so that my own tanks can get out this time. Okay, so Duke, you can go over here. You've got a lot of hit points, so even if you're going to be getting hit with stuff, like Hydralisks at the edge of this bridge, he can really take the heat. Eventually I'm going to make like a small fleet of Wraiths so that I can defend against Guardians if they decide to send Guardians at me. Alright, here comes the next group of stuff. No problem. You down here, go ahead and make an academy. And I'm getting close to being able to start some sort of upgrades. I don't know what kind of upgrades yet. Can I make medics? Yes, I can. Okay, I just need that academy. Unfortunately, I can't salvage this bunker. We're going to go ahead and leave these Marines outside of the bunker. In fact, I can make a second bunker up here. I will do that. Now, then, that leaves this bunker pretty much completely open. I'll make depots up and along this side. We'll put a fire bat in here. It'll be great. It'll be absolutely great. Okay, we can start our weapons level 1, and don't stop with them SCVs. Oh, and I really should go into tanks faster. I really, really need more tanks. Okay, you guys can hop in there. And I need, what did I say, tanks and medics. At least one medic just to kind of heal up. Medics can heal my SCVs as they get hit by other stuff. So, okay, now I see a turret here. I assume I'm going to be hit with air attacks. Down here seems like a likely spot, especially because they kind of give me this turret here that's already here. So, let's go ahead and make a turret here by General Duke, and that'll help wall him in. Okay, and I need to start walling in these bunkers more and more. And you come repair this. And we'll make one fire bat for this bunker here, so that as they come in, he's gonna just melt them, hopefully. And let's, yeah, I can make a factory now. So pretty much the faster you can get tanks with siege mode, which I didn't rush to, the easier your defense becomes. Now, it's funny that I say that because I didn't rush siege tanks, and I should have.
Not enough minerals.
Okay, so theoretically the Zerg are going to be kind of rushing in this direction, and I'm going to murder them. So, and then what I can do is get turrets down this edge, which will kind of wall in my bunkers so that the Zerg will only be attacking from this area. Meanwhile, General Duke's just going to be attacking the crap out of them. With siege mode, he's crazy good. All of you are my supporting SCVs that will be repairing. More SCVs for minerals, and then we're going to be getting our tanks. And I can do mainly a force of Marine tank just like last time. Probably Goliath tank, actually, would be a better option. Those Zerglings just stopped, which was really cool. Okay, so they're attacking this bunker, but that's fine. All my stuff can hit them, and in the meantime, I can... those Zerglings ran in and got killed in this little opening here. So that's exactly what those depots are for. They weren't attacking Duke, which I really like, so now I don't have to deal with that. And then I'll get a starport, too. And I don't want to get caught by Mutalisks, so I want to make sure I get a lot of... I'm just going to get kind of a line of turrets that line this edge, so even if the Mutalisks come here, say, they'll only be able to attack this missile turret, but they'll get drawn into this one, and then they'll get drawn into one here, and here, and here, and eventually they get drawn all the way down the missile turret line, and that's how you can use the AI against itself, because the AI won't actively try to avoid your defenses. In fact, it will go towards anything that's drawing aggression from them, because they're stupid. So that's how you win against AI, is you exploit the fact that it's really dumb. Alright, I really should get a ComSat station. I don't think I'll need... Well, let's see what we can even make out of this. Let's get that medic.
Upgrade complete.
And armor level 1. Okay, only Wraiths. I don't need that control tower. I don't really think I need Cloak. Actually, getting Cloak might be good for the defensive side of things. Let's get an armory, though, so that we can upgrade whatever we need to upgrade. Okay, here come the tanks. I didn't start siege mode because I didn't have the gas, but hopefully soon we'll have it. Okay, and let's get more turrets. I don't want to wall in General Duke completely. Also, I want to leave room for more tanks, so maybe in the back here. Okay, siege mode now, and more SCVs. Now, there's a base kind of on the upper left here. We could take that semi-early. Now, I'm dumping most of my gas into defense with these tanks, so that's why I'm not really building up a force to attack earlier. But once I can attack, I can take that upper left base, and I think, I'm going to hope, it's kind of out of the way enough that I can just completely leave it undefended, because the Zerg will just continue on their little path of their little rampage path up into my base up here, and that would be just so great if that was the case. Okay, we'll get another tank. We can get Goliaths in this mission, which will be excellent against Guardians as we attack. Alternatively, we can bring Wraiths with us, but Wraiths will probably run in and get killed unless I actively micro them to not do that. They'll just run in over spore colonies and get killed as they try to chase down more and more stuff. Yep, see those Zerglings? They're just so stupid. Tank, please come down here. Siege up, and let's get to repairing. There's our Kaprulu sector medics. If you read their description, you'll notice it says the Confederate Marine Corps, and it's talking about Confederate medics, which is really cool. So basically, the Confederate medics only heal at 4 hit points a second, which is terribly, terribly slow, whereas the UED medics heal, I think, at like 14 a second. It's like a crazy difference. Okay, now we can get Marine Medic and more Marines. I can spend those minerals and kind of save up my gas so that I can get maybe a couple Wraiths to defend against Guardians. Now I only need, I'd say, 3 or 4 Wraiths specifically to defend against Guardians. Get another turret here. I don't want Mutalisks flying in and killing General Duke. In fact, can we rearrange these tanks such that General Duke isn't the one in the front? That would be really nice. Okay. So, and in fact, we don't need to get like really close to the edge here. We'll just do this. And then they're going to be protected by turrets. So, perfect. So, there's... Oh, and there's Guardians. Alright, so Marines, get in here. Okay, so let's start making Wraiths. And we'll get our +1 weapons here. Alright, so that wasn't a huge deal, but now I know that they're coming with that shit, so... Okay, so come on down. We need more SCVs to repair, and we can keep making SCVs. You guys come on down.
This better be good.
Okay, so I think 4 tanks is good enough down here. In the meantime, though, let's go ahead and just make a bunch of turrets. And then we'll use these Wraiths to defend ourselves against Guardians specifically. I can make probably 2 or 3 tanks is enough to bring with like a decent-sized Marine ball, and then we'll be okay to move out against this top left base, get our double income set up here. It'll be great. Okay, downside, I'm going to move this tank so that my SCVs can get in here to repair. In fact, I'll move my tanks just a little further away. I just need to provide room for my SCVs to get in here. This should be good enough. The range on this tank is still pretty far up, so I think that should be fine. You don't need a lot of tanks. You only need a couple for these defense, because these enemies really clump up a lot. So it's excellent. Don't have to worry as much. Okay, and what I can do now that I can have medics is I can research stim. Again, I feel like the Kaprulu medics with the really low healing, I feel like their real function is to make stim viable, and in fact, in a meta sense, I think it's fairly well balanced because their healing is so low that what it does is it's not going to keep your Marines alive that much longer, but again, it's making stim viable, which is huge, but they also are taking up valuable supply, and they take gas to build. So, I think if it's balanced by the fact that the enemy can also build medics, if you're doing a Terran versus Terran match, I see that a little balanced. I feel like I've talked so much about just medic balancing in this part of the game. Like, honestly, it's not that big of a deal, and I should just stop talking about it. Like, you can turn them off if you want, so I don't know why I keep feeling the need to try to justify it. I'm just making more of a controversy out of it than it needs to be. Okay, we'll build more supply depots. Ultralisks coming in, no problem, though. Go ahead and get a... Oh, wait, okay, no. Unsiege. These are going to be our attacking siege tanks. I might as well leave them sieged up now, but can make 2 more medics and then a bunch of Marines, and then I have to make sure that I don't get supply blocked. Once this is done, we'll make another one, actually. How are our minerals doing? They're getting kind of low, but at the same time I have a decent-sized force, and I want to be moving out here soon. Once these tanks are done, we'll queue up vehicle plating, because this will be done in about probably 2 or so in-game minutes. And I feel like this would be a good enough force to move out. Let's kind of scan our way out of here and see what we're looking at. Again, I gotta make sure I leave those Wraiths at home, because I want to be able to kill those Guardians as they come in at me, and the Guardians might actually be one of the biggest issues I have to deal with. Cloaking would be pretty good, because then I don't have to worry about the Mutalisks when they come in too, so sure, why not? Okay, I'd say this is great. I think what I'll do is wait for the AI to attack one more time, because basically if the AI attacks you, that means that they're going to have very little forces in their home base, because before the AI attacks you, they clump up in their own base. So I could just completely circumvent the fact that they would have a ton of stuff. Get in here. You guys attack. That's actually a lot of Mutalisks. You can see they killed my repairing SCVs with the bounce, which is a little frustrating. Okay, so we need more repairing SCVs. Come on down here. Because they're going to constantly be getting killed. I'm making a bunch of SCVs because I anticipate to transfer them up to this base. See, as you can see, there's purple. He's massing up. Honestly, though, if I move out with the tanks and the Marines, I should be just fine, especially with Stim and the medics. And we'll queue up more Marines to follow up and another tank. And we'll get cloaking and 2 more Wraiths. Okay, so let's get going against purple. I want to make sure I siege and Stim when the time is right, so... I'm hoping purple doesn't come at me while I'm walking to his base because I need to siege up. Okay, and they just have random units kind of scattered along the map. Now, in the original Brood War, I think with the medics, if you kind of attack move, the medics would just kind of run ahead of you. So the StarCraft 2 AI really helps in that regard, where the medics don't just run away from you. All right, so let's get in here, siege up, and Stim. Hopefully that Stim wasn't too preemptive. Looked like the medics actually were blocking that Ultralisk a little bit, so that saved me from taking too many unneeded hits. Now attack. Okay, and let's take out these. Let's take out some of these buildings. So the Hydralisk Den particularly will stop them from being able to attack me with Hydralisks, which will be really important. We can kind of tank hop our way up, get in range of these sunken colonies. Okay, and we're just going to crawl our tanks up just like we did last mission. It doesn't seem like purple is building air units except Mutalisks. Oh, that was silly of me. I ran right in range of that sunken colony. Don't. It's like when one of your units gets attacked, the rest of your units like, oh, fuck no, and they run out there to try and like help them or something, but it never works out very well for them. Alright, now we can siege up. Do they have another Hydralisk Den? They must. Okay. Oh, another Ultralisk. We need to find that Ultralisk Den so we can stop them from doing that. Okay, and I think we're doing pretty well here in... oh, there's the Ultralisk Cavern. I say Ultralisk Den, it's actually an Ultralisk Cavern, yes. Alright, let's kill this. So, they might have one more coming because they have something building here, but alright, that's dead. And we have effectively taken this base. Let's go ahead and move all this up. It seems like our base at home is fine. If they did attack me, I wasn't paying attention to it, but it seems like we're fine at this point. No, don't. Okay. There we go. Now, one thing that actually has been a noticeable problem, I'd say, is tank splash damage killing my own stuff. Like, okay, well, yes, because they're attacking eggs and crap like that. Okay. And now we can kill the Spire, and that should be this base. And let's grab an SCV and bring them down. In fact, we're going to transfer a lot of SCVs down here eventually, but we are going to need to leave some units up here in case they decide to try to reinforce. All right, let's cloak, and we can come down here. Oh, well, we don't need to cloak. That was silly of me. But these Guardians have no anti-air defense, so and they occasionally like to fly in just a little too close to my missile turrets, so that actually makes things just fine for me. Again, these Wraiths are strictly defensive. Okay, SCV, where are you? Where are you going? Okay, let's just go ahead and start this command center while we wait for the creep to recede. Just to check what's up here, it looks like there's just some random Hydralisks, so it's probably good we clear this out in case those guys decided to come down and try to kill me later. Because that'd be really silly. I guess let's just check to see what's around in these ramps and stuff. And now, purple doesn't seem to be sending other units, so maybe he doesn't have another base. It seems like it's purple and red, and we killed purple, so red must be the only one left. Let's attack up here. Okay, and I guess might as well remake some of these turrets. You can never have too many turrets, honestly. They're cheap, just relatively inexpensive anti-air. Oh, there's more Hydralisks up here again. I'm just gonna kill these because as was pointed out by Telenil in Mission 1, when you start attacking the main base, all the enemy units from around the map actually were recalled. So, these are pretty much all mined out. So I'm going to move all these units over here, and hopefully they don't get hit by attacking enemy Zerg. But occasionally what they do is they'll send all their units around the map. So what might happen is they'll recall these Hydralisks or something, and they'll come out and kill my expansion, which would be terribly, terribly awful. Alright, Wraiths are fine. I guess let's just start queuing up a bunch of Goliaths because we can. And I can make a bunch of I can make a bunch of more barracks over here and supply depots over in here. This is effectively my new base, though. While I did have units and a base over here, it seemed like they still attacked. Red was still attacking up by my my main base, so that's actually a really good thing. All right, we'll set you to auto repair. Make a refinery, and my tanks will get nicely healed up. How much is left on these? Not a lot, so I can just use one of these SCVs and go ahead and grab another factory. Goliath's also going to be really, really helpful against air attacks. I can't get the... actually, I don't know what they're called, but they're the missile, the range attack for the Goliaths. Actually, a really, really good upgrade. Only the UED gets it, though. Okay, queue this up, and we'll just make more Marines and a couple medics and more Marines. And then I'm just kind of making a new force here for when it's time to push out against the Red Zerg, which is going to be soon. I don't think I'll need a terrible amount of units. I think if with the Goliaths to kill Guardians, I'll be in really, really, really good shape. Obviously, the Marines are just there to kind of protect my tanks. My tanks are going to be doing a huge amount of damage. General Duke, as long as you don't die with the amount of turrets protecting you, as long as I react fast enough to kill Guardians with Wraiths, no problem. I don't need to make a machine shop to make Goliaths. It's only armory dependent, so now I can just queue up a bunch. I love Goliaths. They're so fun to use. They're interesting units because their ground attack they're about twice as good as a Marine on the ground, but their anti-air is like crazy good, and you can repair them. And so like for their price, I kind of feel like they're better than, like, they're more cost effective than Marines. But it also depends on how you're doing on gas, because gas is more rare. So if you have a lot of minerals, then make Marines. But if you have a reasonable amount of gas, then just go ham with Goliaths, which is what I'm doing because I have the gas to afford it, and I have the gas to kind of replenish my Wraiths. In fact, I can just make some more just in case. I can replenish these Wraiths if I need to. So, honestly, I think I'm in really good shape. Let's go ahead and get these Wraiths. The Mutalisks are just going to get chewed up every time because of the amount of turrets that I have. So much fun. Where are the Guardians? No Guardians? No Guardians this time. Alright. Well, they are really slow. They might be coming up later. Bringing up the rear. Okay, don't worry about that. Just remake these turrets. Okay. Again, I'm still kind of in enslavers mode, which is build up a huge army before you even before you even think about moving out against the enemy. I could just scan and see what we're looking at. I mean, these missions aren't nearly as hard as enslavers. It's episode 0. It's meant for players who are just entering in. So obviously it's not going to be terribly hard, even on hard mode. But missions 1 and 2 specifically were pretty challenging. They were pretty hard. Okay, once these Goliaths are done, I'm just going to take all this stuff. We're going to go meet up with my tanks up here. I'm going to bring these tanks. We're going to go kill Red. In fact, I don't even need to bring these tanks. I'm just going to leave these just in case. You can never be too safe. Okay, and yeah, screw it. We're going. Let's do it. We got a lot of Goliaths here. Let's just attack down here and unsiege 5 tanks and all these Marines and medics. Should be more than enough, and we've got a nice Wraith force to defend us at home, even against Mutalisks. With this amount of Wraiths, I think we're looking in really good shape, even if they attack us with all those Mutalisks. Now, Mutalisks pretty good against Wraiths, but because Wraiths, I think, shine most against armored air targets. So, but still, really, really, really good unit, Wraiths in general. But they're expensive, whereas Mutalisks, I think, are a little more versatile than Wraiths because of the bounce. Now, that's another reason why mass Mutalisks, I think, would win against Wraiths, just because if you make honestly, the more Mutalisks against the more Wraiths there is, the better, because the bounce would just absolutely destroy the massed up Wraiths. Okay, now I should have brought some SCVs for emergency repairs, as the Cerberus guy would have said, so we can move our way in here and just kind of get in. There we go. Okay, I didn't even need to siege there. And we will hotkey our buildings and just kind of bring down more units. More Goliaths. Why not? Why not tons of Goliaths? Why not, I say? Yeah, kill that egg. Eggs have like 10 armor or something ridiculous like that. That's why they're so hard to kill. There we go. Okay, how do I get down to Red? Is it this way? Let's... Well, there's a bridge here. Here? No? No. Okay. Hey, where did those Zerglings come from? How did purple replenish those? Whatever. Okay, so we can't go down that way. Of course, see, they're trying to replenish their units that they had up here. That's one thing that the AI definitely does a lot on hard mode, and I think they do it on lower difficulties, but not nearly as much, is not only do they rebuild their buildings, but if they have defensive units that were pre-placed, they, let's just kill these stupid Zerglings. Get up here. Kill these. And then, come on down here, too. Is they'll replenish those defensive units as well. So, like, this red AI will probably be sending Zerglings and Hydralisks up to this area forever until I kill his hatcheries / hive. See, it's just like a non-stop stream, and those aren't coming to attack my base. They're going to reposition to where they were when they were originally placed on the map. Oh, okay, there's their ground attack. You guys just stay at home. I should be fine here. I kind of want to wait and watch this get smoked. Absolutely destroyed. With the Goliaths at home and the bunkers. Okay, well that's gonna... My repairing SCVs get killed again, but we can come on down here. We'll save this bunker. We don't have to rebuild anything. And that was their main attacking force on the ground, so now we can push into their base and we don't have to worry about it. We can lead with the Marines because they can be healed much quicker. I didn't even bring SCVs to repair, even though I said I was thinking about it. But let's go ahead and end this. At the same time, I don't really want to end this because this is the last Mass Recall mission that I'll be playing. Because as far as I know, there won't be any more content ended on, which is understandable. They put 3 years of work into this, and I think it's their turn to rest. And, you know, if they want to do bug fixes or whatever, I understand, but, you know, what other maps are there to do besides those, like the goofy expansion packs like Retribution and Insurrection, which were terrible, by the way. Like, who would want to play those? Anyway, yeah. Just, I'm sad to see this mod come to a close, just as I was sad a couple months ago when I finished the original series, but Loomings was released and I was so ecstatic. Anyway, I guess if you're new to this series and you're watching from the playlist, then you're going to go right into Rebel Yell, and things are going to be different, like, because keep in mind that Rebel Yell, those first few missions, that was when I just started my commentary, so the commentary is going to be a little different than what it is now. I'm a little quieter, a little more tentative. Anyway, we're busting into this base. Again, didn't even need to siege. I always try and... it's hard to decide where the best place to siege is, because I don't want to have to crawl that much. Because I have so many units, like, why waste the time of trying to siege crawl, because I don't have to. There's no reason to. I can siege down here, though. This seems like a good spot. Okay, let's kill this sunken colony. Alrighty. So yeah, for my current viewers, you're seeing this series come to a close, but any new viewers, as you're watching the playlist, you're gonna happily continue on into Episode 1, Rebel Yell, and stick through the series. It gets very, very hard on hard mode, especially the last few missions. Of every campaign, the last mission is hard, and then like Episodes 5 and 6, and the end of Episode 4 were just like crazy difficult and really, really fun to play. So I can't emphasize enough. Go pick this set of maps and the mod up if you're interested in it, and you can also pick up the retro mod if you so choose, which adds some extra skins and Brood War sounds, which might help with your immersion into Brood War. But killing this spore colony should be it. There we go. Xenomorph colonies exterminated.
Receiving incoming transmission.
Lieutenant, by edict of Confederate High Command, all matters regarding these xenomorphs are under Class 7 seal. Do not speak of the existence of the xenomorphs, or in any way relay the events surrounding their appearance on Chao Sara. Failure to comply with these orders will result in immediate termination. This conversation never took place. We were never here.
Woo! Overall, I think this demo was very, very well done. I think Blizzard did a good job at showing off what StarCraft was capable of, so that if you hadn't purchased the game but you played the demo, I think it very well showcases it. Albeit there's no Protoss in there. I think showing off the Protoss would have appealed to a few more people as well. Anyway, let's see what epilogue we're looking at here, if there is an epilogue. Indeed, epilogue. Over the following weeks, the Confederacy instituted a planet-wide lockdown, which restricted all travel and communication to and from Chowsara. By imposing these harsh constraints, the Confederates hoped to contain the knowledge of the xenomorph's existence. Meanwhile, a barrage of Confederate propaganda ensured that the operation would only be remembered as a triumphant police action against the Sons of Korhal. The general populace would never suspect that the events on Chowsara were an omen of darker days to come. Indeed, darker days, that's for sure. Whew. So, Episode 0 completed. Very, very fun. Very, very, very good job. Thank you so much, Map Makers, again. Talonel, especially you, because you have been stopping by, leaving comments. It's great. I don't know if any other Map Makers have been watching this, and no pressure to leave comments, obviously. But if any other Map Makers have watched my series, thank you. Appreciate it. So, I think my next series, I'm going to be going into Dark Vengeance. I actually was going to start Dark Vengeance. And then, poof, Loomings came out. I was very, very excited about that. Yes, so Dark Vengeance, I actually have a couple series in mind that I plan on picking up, and then I think I'm going to redo my Starcraft 2 playthroughs so that I can commentate over them and re-record them in 1080p, because currently they're in 720, and some of the text is a little blurry and little things like that, and I'll include all the cutscenes and such, which I didn't do in my original playthrough. Anyway, the story continues in Episode 1, Rebel Yell. I'm sad. So sad that this is over. Again, if you're viewing this from the playlist, it's not over for you, so be glad. But for me, it's over. These are the last missions I'm playing in Mass Recall. Unless, in however many years, someone else decides to restart the project. But again, there's nothing left to do. This was the entirety of the original StarCraft Brood War campaign, and it was absolutely incredible. This has been Jay Borino. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.